Guys, what's up? We're back. So we're on a line that I fucking adore. I love Kingler. Don't ask me why. I think my fellow Kingler lovers out there will understand. He's just fucking cool, man. I've always loved him. He's probably in like my top 10, 15 favorite mons. He's just a really cool dude. So um, this one is not. This one's gonna be pretty straightforward actually. So they have very, very, very straightforward buffs. Pretty obvious abilities. Tough Claw, Sturdy. So they used to have Sheer Force. I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe know, and they used to use like Sheer Force Liquidation, Rock Slide. Not much else actually with Sheer Force boosted. Sadly, that was one of their biggest flaws. Actually, is that a lot of their moves weren't Sheer Force boosted. But they had those two moves, and Waterfall did a shitload of damage with Sheer Force, so that was super good. But it was still it could be better. Yeah, the only real benefit is that you get Sheer Force Life Orb stack, which becomes 1.69, I believe. Let me triple check. Yeah, 1.69, which is 1.7, like a 70% boost almost, which is really, why did my stupid browser change to Yahoo? I guess we'll have to do with Yahoo for this change guide. It does that sometimes. It's fine. Um, so you might be thinking, oh, well, isn't Tough Claws worse because there's no Life Orb? Well, Tough Claws boosts like all of his moves for the most part. The only moves that he has that are not Tough Claws boosted that are like worth using is Surging Strikes and Earthquake and Stomping Tantrum, which used to be Contact, but it's not Contact anymore, and Gunk Shot and Stone Edge, Rock Slide, Rock Tomb, and that's about it. Speaking of, yeah, they have those moves now. They're all really good. Um, I think it fits. I mean, he's a giant fucking crab. I think Earthquake is fine. Then Headbutt, First Impression, all just great cover. Exeter, Night Slash, Cross Chop. So you have all these 50% crit moves, which are all Tough Claws boosted as well. And you have like Stab, Razor Shell, and then you get Surging Strike, which isn't Tough Claws boosted, but you can use it with your other ability. But I'll get into that in a little bit. First, I want to talk about how strong Tough Claws is on its own, and also just Kingler's stats in general. So Kingler had a really weirdly high speed stat. Like the dex literally says like he can't move around that easily because of the giant ass claw, but yet he had 75 speed, which is cool. I mean, I can picture my man just scuttling the fuck around. So I left it because why would I nerf it unless I made him way bulkier, like 80, 120, 80 or something. But that just seems kind of boring. I like the 75 speed. It's a really, really good speed tier. He also has priority, which is also Tough Claws boosted in Aquajet, and First Impression. So they have double like two priority moves that are Tough Claws boosted, which is really useful. And you can also boost your speed with Agility, Rock Polish, which is great for inaccurate moves like Crab Hammer, Surging Strikes, Stone Edge. That's mostly it, but Gunk Shot. Um, so that's really useful. Hammer Arm, Ice Hammer. Sorry, Ice Hammer is actually not inaccurate anymore. I'll get into that in a little bit, but he has really good coverage. Um, and then later on, late game, at the end of the game, you get Shell Smash, which is fucking insane how strong Shell Smash is. And Shell Smash works with both of his abilities. So I'll talk about Tough Claws' power, and then I'll talk about Sturdy's usage and viability as well. So to go to the Showdown Damage Calculator, and you type in 130 speed. Actually, just I can do attack too. It doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, do attack because I have to do manual math from Tough Claws. So 394. And it's 512 attack. 512. That is fucking insane. I believe that is about, yeah, 180, 183, 184, between 183 and 184 base attack. So he is just a goddamn behemoth of an attacker. And the beautiful thing about Tough Claws is it stacks with stab. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know adaptability. Oh, it makes your stab moves double. Well, technically it doesn't. It just makes them deal 2 times. It basically, stab has a 1.5 times multiplier. Sorry, adaptability just changes that multiplier to a 2 times multiplier. It doesn't add on another 1.5. Because if you added on another 1.5, it would be 2.25, which is an extra 25% damage, which sounds like it's not that much, but I promise you that's a lot. So for example, like Sniper, which in this case would be Ruthless, adds 1.5 times multiplier onto critical hit, which is already 1.5, so that stacks to 2.25. Meanwhile, adaptability is just flat 2 times, which is still great, don't get me wrong, but it's not nearly as good as Tough Claws because Tough Claws boosts all of your contact moves. The only downside is you get 1.95. So you're like you get a 95% boost instead of a 100% boost to your stab moves, which is like Oh no, 5% loss for a 30% gain on my non-stat moves when I only have one type. So as you can see, Tough Claws is just fucking amazing. Um, it's kind of broken, honestly, in a lot of Pokemon, but Kingler's fucking cool. He just hits hard. Tons of Pokemon hit hard in Hack, man. He's nothing that special, but he is very fucking strong. And the beautiful thing is that Aqua Jet is Tough Claws boosted, so you can use that. You can use Clamp, Dive, which also boosts accuracy after if you wanted to do that with like inaccurate moves as like a gimmicky type set. Um, you have reliable recovery and Molt. You have good. Here, let me talk about this. One of Kingler's worst, I guess, attributes was their special defense. Like they just had really shitty HP and special defense. Um, so he's pretty big. I mean, he's a 130-pound crab, king crab. And I don't see a reason why his special defense should be bad either. He's just a crab. It's not like he's anything especially frail looking. So yeah, great physical defense still. Now he has 75-75, so it's solid bulk. You can run Assault Vest with like Aqua Jet Tough Claws. You can run U-Turn to solve this. You can run tons of great stuff with AV on Kingler and take a lot of take a lot of hits really nicely. So that's the beauty of Tough Claws. And then Krabby has Tough Claws as well. Also, Tough Claws, I don't think anybody's even questioning for a second why it has Tough Claws. I mean, just look at him. And yes, technically Sheer Force Life Orb is a stronger combination, but not only do you lose the added effect of a Crab Hammer, which always drops defense now, but you also lose the added effect of a lot of other important moves that they have. And also a lot of moves aren't Sheer Force boosted, like Razor Shell isn't Sheer Force boosted. Most of them actually are now, but Razor Shell is an important one. Close Combat. Brick Break, Superpower. Oh, why do I have Brick Break twice? That's a glitch. Oh shit. Oopsies. Hold on. Let me just add block on there. But yeah, Kingler is just really fucking strong. He has priority. He has great coverage now. Before he really lacked coverage. That was one of their biggest flaws, actually. But now that's not an issue. I'll fix this after, guys. I promise. It's not going to be uneven. I'm going to add another move there somewhere. I just don't want to do it right now because it's sort of I'm gonna get this out of the way. So yeah, Tough Claw super great. Krabby is weaker, but it's much faster and much bulkier overall. And it's actually not weaker. Like I'm saying weaker very loosely because Krabby has Hypercutter and Shell Armor. This Krabby has Tough Claws, and so therefore 90 attack with Tough Claws is 306 times 1.3, that's 398, which is I believe about 130 something. Yeah. 132 attack on fucking Krabby. So essentially with Tough Claws again, and that's also not even factoring that stab becomes 1.95 because it stacks with the 1.3. So Krabby is really fucking strong. 75 speed, 90 attack with Tough Claws. That's like stronger than a lot of fully evolved. So Krabby is super great. Good defense stat. Not great special defense, but obviously he'll evolve at 28, and you have the good speed stat. The same speed stat as Kingler, because if anything, Krabby looks faster than Kingler, but I didn't want to do that. I felt like that was too, I felt like that would look kind of weird, so I just gave them the same speed stat. I think that works fine. Super great coverage, like I said. Super great setup. Swords Dance is great with Aqua Jet. You have Molt for reliable recovery, 50% healing, so you can use that with setup moves like Bulk Up. Like I said, great coverage. Rock Climb is actually Tough Claws boosted, so that's one of their only physical rock type moves that are Tough Claws boosted. If you wanted to use that, otherwise we have like obvious stuff like Liquidation. Crab Hammer is insanely strong. I'll cover Crab Hammer real quick. You also have some cool stuff like Hammer Arm, which lowers your speed, but smacks them down, so like they're grounded. So you could use like a ground move on them after if you wanted to do that as like a gimmicky type thing. Yeah. Crab Hammer is just really fucking strong. Literally, the only downside is that it's 90% accurate. So that's really the only downside. And you learn that really late, and it's really powerful. Super beautiful stuff. Honestly, I love Kingler, man. Super cool mon. And as for the other ability, I haven't really covered it yet, but it's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's sturdy. So yes, Tough Claws gives you insane boosts. Tough Claws makes your moves really fucking strong. Of course it does. But you won't always be needing it. Not only is 130 attack and 90 attack respectively good on their own, but Sturdy has a lot of utility. I'm sure you guys know what it does. It's just a really useful ability to have. Also, you have Ice Hammer for coverage, which is just a recoil ice type move. There we go. So that's really useful as well for Kingler. Like giving them all the hammer type moves is all of the ones that make sense. I'm not going to give them a fucking dragon hammer and wood hammer, obviously, but you see the point. All right, it works really well. Surging strikes also can be abused nicely with sturdy because it's not tough claws boosted, so you can actually abuse that with like rock polish or hone claws or shell smash or just swords dance. And yeah, the biggest draws of sturdy is early game. You can use it. You have shitty special defense still. It's not terrible. Like you can invest it and actually take some hits, but it's still low. So you can use sturdy plus any of these moves really. Um, Mud Sport is also a really good early game to have its priority in it. It actually doesn't even have it drops electric type moves by 2/3. I believe there's a little electric type terrain trial guide dude. You can really just use Mud Sport for that. Turn one and just easy. Otherwise, they have some decent utility. So you can basically use sturdy to your advantage versus like totems, for example. Oh, I'm fighting a totem Pokemon that's going to one-shot me. Let me just use Haze with sturdy and remove their boosts. Or you can use Flail and Reversal with sturdy, which is really cool. And you can use the pinch berries like Lychee Berry and Slack Berry. So like get yourself a +1 speed with like Reversal. So you can use like Swords Dance, Slack Berry with sturdy. So you get +1 speed, +2 attack, and you're on 1 HP, and you can use like Flail, Reversal, Aqua Jet, that kind of stuff. So it's gimmicky, but it works really well. Like the beauty of the abilities is you can just use the ability capsule. So yeah, in most cases you'll be using Tough Claws, of course, but in a lot of cases you'll be needing Sturdy for the utility. And the beautiful thing about Sturdy is uh, it also lets you set up easier. So you can use Shell Smash in Sturdy late game and get a guaranteed Shell Smash, and you can combine that with like, say, a weakness policy. If you're gonna, let's say I'm fighting an electric type trial leader and I send out my Kingler and I Shell Smash with Sturdy. Or the beautiful thing is Z moves actually ignore taunt. So a lot of my trainer battles have taunt to kind of prevent setup or punish setup, make it harder to get off. But and for a lot of Pokemon, I say for example, if Kingler didn't have sturdy, he has good bulk. Don't get me wrong, but if you're fighting a really strong Pokemon that's going to one shot you, you would have to run Endure. Sorry, a Focus Sash rather. But then you get taunted. The beautiful thing about Kingler with sturdy and Shell Smash is you can run Z Shell Smash, and actually get, I believe it's +2 crit rate, which makes all your moves crit 50% of the time. Let me triple check though. I changed it, I think, to yeah, +2 crit rate. So that's the beautiful thing. But the best part of that is you will live the hit no matter what. And Z Shell Smash ignores taunt. So then you get the +2 boost. You have Aqua Jet for priority. And you get +2 crit rate. You use that with Razor Shell, which is 50% crit on its own. You crit 100% of the time. So you can use Z Shell Smash with 30 and then use all of these 50% crit moves with Razor Shell, Cross Trap, Night Slap, X Scissor, Laceration. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then you just crit every time. So you have +2 attack, +2 speed, and you always crit. You can also use like Reversal or Flail with Shell Smash and Sturdy as well. So Sturdy is really useful, good for utility, and it's good for offensive opportunities to set up. You can even do it with like niche stuff like Toxic Spikes, Taunt, Parting Shot. It's good for utility, man. It's a really good ability. Agility as well. Weakness Policy Agility, for example, early game, you can use Weakness Policy Agility with Sturdy and set up that way. So Sturdy is really fucking useful. You can use ability capsules long enough to just decide between the raw power or the utility. And that's about it for Kingler, man. Just super straightforward, super fun guys. I really love them. Super strong, very straightforward, as I said. I think that covers it for them. Not too much else to cover. If it is anything that sticks out as weird, let me see. In terms of move pool, Ice Hammer I think is fine. He's a giant claw. He's ice. He's water type. What's their name? Crabominal gets it. So obviously way more Pokemon get it now, but point is it was Crabominal's move, so I think it fits Kingler fine. Tons of new coverage. I don't think any of these are weird. Fangs might seem kind of weird to some people, but they have teeth right there. They have little mouth parts. I know real crabs have mandibles and not fangs or teeth, but these are literally meant to look like teeth, so he could totally bite people. And it just gives him more good coverage. So nobody's complaining there, I hope. Nothing else seems super weird to me. I guess maybe Takedown could be weird for some people for some reason, but I don't think so. Yeah, just good fighting coverage before close combat. So you have takedown, hammer arm, reversal, brick break, and then close combat superpower. So super fun Pokemon, super great. Shot Smash is amazing. Swords Dance is amazing. All these things are amazing. That's about it. Thanks, guys.